and gentlemen, let me ask you something right now. What's stopping you? What is that voice in your head telling you you can't? What story are you still telling yourself about why you're not where you want to be? Is it your past? Is it your pain? Is it the people who said you'll never make it? Let me tell you something. They don't decide your destiny. You do. No excuses. You can blame your childhood, your environment, your education, your parents, your boss, your health, anything. And you know what? Some of those things might be real. They might be true. But let me tell you this. Just because something is true doesn't mean it should be your excuse. I come to tell you today that your life is worth more than your excuse. You were born with purpose. You were born with something to give to this world. You were not born to coast through life on autopilot, waiting for permission to shine. No, you were born to conquer, born to climb, born to break through. But hear me, it's going to take work, not wishful thinking, not dreaming with your eyes closed, but grit, fire, discipline, sweat. It's going to take sacrifice, sleepless nights, early mornings, and every ounce of courage you can muster when everything in you wants to quit. Let me break it to you. There is no elevator to success. You've got to take the stairs. And yes, those stairs will hurt. Your legs will burn, your chest will tighten, and your mind will scream, why are we doing this? Because you're not average. That's why. You didn't come this far to give up. You didn't fight through everything you've been through just to lie down when it gets hard. You are here for something greater. But greatness doesn't respond to excuses. Greatness demands effort. Effort when it's hard, effort when it's lonely, effort when it's unfair. Listen, every champion you admire, every giant you respect, every person you look up to, they weren't born on top of the mountain. They climbed, they bled, they fell and got back up. They trained when no one was watching. They sacrificed when no one was clapping. They believed when no one else did. So what makes you think your journey will be any different? No, your dream is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to test you. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to demand more of you than you thought you had. Why? Because you've got more in you than you think. There's another level inside of you, a version of you that's stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more dangerous. Yes, dangerous to every excuse and limitation trying to chain you down. But that version of you won't show up until you make a decision. Right here, right now. A decision to stop blaming and start building. A decision to stop waiting and start working. A decision to stop making excuses and work harder. I don't care if it takes you 10 years. I don't care if they laugh at you, doubt you, or turn their backs on you. You stay locked in. You keep grinding. You keep showing up every day with a fire in your soul and a commitment in your heart. And don't you dare compare your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Don't you dare measure your progress against someone else's timeline. Your path is yours. Your pace is yours. But make sure you're moving. Make sure you're growing. Make sure you're working. You see, effort doesn't lie. Effort reveals character. Effort reveals hunger. Effort reveals whether you want it bad enough to go through the struggle it takes to get it. Anybody can want success when it's easy. But when the lights are off, when the bank account's low, when your back is against the wall, that's when your real self shows up. So what are you going to do, fold? Complain? Quit? Or rise? This is your life. This is your time. No more waiting for the right moment. No more wishing for someone to come and save you. You are the one. You are the solution. You are the answer to your own prayer. So get up, wipe your tears, lace your shoes, and go again. Yes, you're tired, but go again. Yes, you failed, but go again. Yes, it's hard, but go again. Don't let that pain be wasted. Don't let that heartbreak, that betrayal, that failure be the end of your story. Let it fuel you. Let it build you. Let it turn you into a savage for your goals. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your excuses. The world rewards execution. The world respects results. You can be a victim or you can be victorious, but you can't be both. So decide. Are you going to sit there and replay your setbacks, or are you going to rewrite your story? No more excuses. Work harder, because the dream doesn't work unless you do. Because success isn't owned, it's rented. And the rent is due every single day. And if you don't feel like paying it today, just remember, somebody out there with less talent, fewer resources, and more obstacles is outworking you right now. So you better match that energy or get left behind. Let this be the moment you draw a line in the sand, the moment you stop giving power to doubt and fear and start giving your all to the grind. No excuses. Work harder, because your future is waiting and it's watching what you do today. Would you like this formatted for a live speech delivery or presentation notes? When we make excuses, we're not just avoiding work, we're avoiding growth. Excuses give us temporary relief from discomfort. They wrap us in a blanket of justification. They sound like, I'm too tired, or I don't have the resources, or maybe next time. In the moment, those words feel safe. They let us off the hook. They protect our ego from the pain of failure. But that comfort is an illusion, and it comes at a cost. The cost is our future. Every excuse we make is a silent thief. It steals a piece of our potential, a piece of our progress. While an excuse might ease your mind for a moment, it quietly robs you of opportunity. It robs you of discipline. And over time, it robs you of results, because you can't build a strong tomorrow on the foundation of what you avoided today. Most people don't realize the weight of what they're doing when they justify inaction. They think they're just putting something off. But time doesn't wait. The world doesn't pause. Life keeps moving whether you show up or not. And the uncomfortable truth is this: if you don't do it today, someone else will. They'll take that spot. They'll claim that dream, not because they were better, but because they were willing. Comfort is a trap. It whispers to you, rest a little. You deserve it. And sometimes, yes, you do need rest. But there's a difference between rest and retreat. There's a difference between recovery and avoidance. Excuses disguise themselves as self-care, but real care for your future means doing what needs to be done, especially when it's hard, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when no one is watching. You see, the future is shaped in silence, in those quiet moments when nobody is cheering you on, when nobody is patting your back, when it's just you and the grind. That's where character is built. That's where habits are formed. That's where champions are made. But the one thing that stops most people from ever getting there is the habit of letting themselves off the hook, of believing the reason is valid enough to stop. And the dangerous part is Many of those reasons are valid. Life does get tough. People do go through real struggle. But here's the key. Reality isn't an excuse. It's a challenge. And challenges don't mean stop. They mean rise. You will never build the life you want by explaining why you're not building it. You will never reach the next level by repeating the same patterns that kept you stuck. Excuses are habits, and like all habits, they grow stronger the more you use them. Every time you tell yourself it's okay not to try today, you make it easier to say that again tomorrow. And that's how tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And next year becomes a life of regrets. When the fire burns out and the crowd goes home, when you're alone with your thoughts, you'll have to ask yourself, did I do what I said I would do? Did I fight through resistance or give in to excuses? Did I chase comfort or did I chase growth? Because the truth is, comfort feels good now, but growth feels good forever. Talent can open the door, but only discipline keeps it open. Talent is natural. It's a gift, a spark, something you're born with or develop quickly. It draws attention. It can make people clap for you, notice you, even praise you. But talent by itself is not enough, because talent can be lazy. Talent can get comfortable. Talent can fall in love with potential and forget to deliver. And that's where discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care about how gifted you are. It doesn't care how many compliments you've received or how naturally something comes to you. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up whether you feel like it or not. It's about doing what needs to be done even when nobody's watching and no rewards are promised. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you moving when motivation disappears. There are countless talented people who never reach their potential. Why? Because they rely on talent alone. They don't develop the grit to stay focused when things get hard. They fall back on excuses. I'll do it later. I'm not feeling it today. I'm good enough without pushing that hard. And slowly, silently, they get passed by. Not by someone more talented, but by someone more committed. Discipline wins because it's rooted in action, not ability. It's the person who wakes up early to practice while the talented one sleeps in. It's the person who studies longer, trains harder, and keeps learning even after others say they've arrived. It's the person who gets knocked down and still shows up the next day because they made a promise to themselves and they keep it. Excuses are the comfort food of the undisciplined. They sound logical, even reasonable, but every excuse is just a pause button on progress. Talent may get you applause, but discipline builds legacy. Talent might win the sprint, but discipline wins the marathon. Because when life throws challenges, when the motivation fades, when failure hits, talent doesn't always know how to respond. Discipline does. Discipline says, this is hard, but I keep going. Discipline says, I don't feel like it, but I do it anyway. Discipline isn't flashy. It doesn't always look impressive from the outside. It's repetitive. It's quiet. It's the daily grind that nobody sees, but everybody notices when the results show up. It's easy to admire talent, but it's discipline that earns respect. You can't measure someone's willpower by how gifted they are. You measure it by how often they keep their word to themselves. That's the true sign of strength. Doing it when it's inconvenient, staying focused when it's boring, pushing through when no one believes in you. And here's what discipline really proves. Hunger, drive, determination. Because when you work like you have no talent to fall back on, you discover how powerful you actually are. Discipline levels the playing field. It makes average people extraordinary. It turns underdogs into champions. It turns long shots into legends. Many people are waiting for the perfect moment to start. They think they need more time, better conditions, or someone to believe in them. But discipline doesn't wait. It doesn't need perfect conditions. It just starts. and it keeps going. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you make a deposit into your future. You build something stronger than skill. You build identity. The identity of a person who gets things done, who honors their goals, who doesn't rely on moods to dictate action. And eventually, that identity becomes unstoppable. There's a lie we've been sold that says we have to feel 100% ready before we take action. That we need to be fully rested, fully motivated, completely inspired, and perfectly prepared. But the truth is, most of the progress in life doesn't happen when you're feeling your best. It happens when you push through at your worst. The days you feel drained, the nights you feel alone, the mornings you wake up with zero motivation. Those are the moments that define you. Tired doesn't mean broken. Tired doesn't mean finished. Tired just means human. It means you've been putting in effort. You've been moving forward. You've been carrying weight. And that's a good sign. But the real test comes when you're exhausted, when your body wants to stop, when your mind starts whispering all the reasons to quit. That's when your decision matters most. Easy to work when you're energized. It's easy to show up when the conditions are perfect. But growth lives in the struggle. And the most powerful message you can send to yourself is that your goals matter more than your comfort. That your commitment is not conditional. That you don't just work hard when it feels good. You work hard because you made a choice to honor the vision you believe in. Tired is not an excuse. What's a signal? A signal that you're stretching yourself, that you're on the edge of something new, that you're paying the price most people aren't willing to pay. The grind requires you to show up, not just once in a while, but consistently, even when your legs are heavy and your eyes are burning. That's what separates the people who talk from the people who rise. You don't need to wait for inspiration. You don't need to wait until everything lines up. What you need is discipline in your bones and a decision in your heart. Because if you only move when you feel like it, you'll never go far. But if you move even when you're tired, you'll become unstoppable. Doing it tired doesn't mean doing it recklessly. It means honoring your mission enough to keep moving forward at whatever pace you can manage. It might not be your fastest. It might not be your cleanest, but it's still progress. And progress, even slow, beats standing still. There are people out there who built entire legacies while exhausted, who fought through long days and sleepless nights, who didn't let fatigue steal their fire. They knew something most people don't, that your breakthrough often lies on the other side of your exhaustion. That moment you want to quit the most is often the moment you're closest to leveling up. When you're tired and still show up, you teach yourself resilience. You build mental armor. You prove to yourself that you're not controlled by feelings, but by values. And those values: commitment, discipline, sacrifice, become your edge. Your tired steps still count. Your worn-out efforts still move the needle. The results don't care how you felt when you did the work. They only care that you did it. Waiting until you're fully rested, fully ready, all completely energized is a trap. It delays your dreams. It stalls your momentum. The truth is, the world doesn't pause for your fatigue. Success doesn't wait for you to feel good. It rewards those who push through, who show up despite how they feel, who do the hard thing when their entire body is begging them not to. The grind is indifferent. It doesn't recognize excuses, emotions, or circumstances. It doesn't slow down for bad days or speed up because you're excited. The grind is steady, consistent, and brutally honest. It keeps moving, whether you choose to show up or not. And that's what makes it so powerful. It's fair. It gives back exactly what you give to it. Not more, not less. Most people want the rewards without the rigor. They want the results without the repetition. But the grind doesn't care about what you want. It only responds to what you work for. It's not moved by your motivation or discouraged by your frustration. It doesn't care if you're tired, uninspired, or overwhelmed. It just waits. And the only language it understands is the grind doesn't ask how you feel when you wake up. It doesn't care if you had a rough night, if your mood is off, or if no one is cheering you on. It simply asks, did you show up today? That's it. Consistency is the currency. And if you're not willing to pay that, then you're not ready to collect the rewards. People waste so much time waiting for the perfect emotional state before they act. But the grind has no patience for that. It doesn't need your feelings, it needs your action. Feelings are fleeting. They come and go like the weather. But habits, discipline, and commitment, those are what the grind respects. You can feel tired, overwhelmed, discouraged, even afraid, and still move forward. And that movement matters more than any emotion ever will. You see, the grind separates the dreamers from the doers. It separates those who say they want it from those who are willing to bleed for it. And it does that without favoritism, without bias. Only action earns access. Every time you work when you don't feel like it, you gain an edge. You're training your mind to rise above emotion and act on intention. You're building grit, mental strength, and internal toughness. You're teaching yourself that feelings are not dictators. They're just visitors. And visitors don't run the house. You do. The grind is full of people who pushed past their breaking points, who woke up early when they were tired, who stayed late when they wanted to quit, not because they felt like it, but because they were committed. That's the difference. Commitment doesn't need to feel good to be honored. You won't always be in the mood. Some days you want to throw in the towel, stay in bed, disappear. But those are the days that matter most, because every time you choose discipline over distraction, work over whining, effort over excuses, you get closer. The grind is not loud. It's not glamorous. It's daily. It's uncelebrated. It's you versus you, one step at a time, and the grind has no memory of what you intended to do. It only keeps a record of what you actually did. No matter how much potential you have, no matter how many ideas or goals you write down, none of it means anything without execution. The grind isn't keeping score based on thoughts or plans. It's counting action. People might not see the work you put in. They might not understand the sacrifices. They might question your choices. But the grind sees everything, and it pays in full. Not when you want it, not when you think you deserve it, but when it's earned through repetition, effort, and showing up when it's hardest to do so.